adults. It is found more so in adults who are in colder climates. Next, we have, I want to call it dense tissue, but it is fibrous tissue, and it is very dense, as you can see. And this is made from fibroblasts and collagen, and it is found in different areas of the body. The function of it is to connect, it is the connective tissue obviously, but the function of it is to connect bone to bone, which would be where it is found in ligaments, and it is also found in tendons where it connects bone to muscle. It is also found on the surfaces of joints and bones because the purpose of it there is to really minimize friction. Here we have the elastic connective tissue that is mainly made from elastic fibers, and it is elastic fibers, and the purpose of this, my mind went blank for a second, the purpose of this is it is found in large arteries, and the purpose of this is to maintain blood pressure. I'm trying to think if it is found in large arteries. I believe so. I believe it's found in large arteries, and the purpose of it is to maintain blood pressure. Next up, we have the bone connective tissue, and the bone connective tissue is made from osteocytes, and osteocytes are, it is made from osteocytes and collagen and salt. And the function of bones throughout the body is really to hold the body's structure and to protect internal organs, as well as create red bone marrow. Lastly, we have cartilage connective tissue, and cartilage connective tissue is made from chondrocytes, and cartilage is found in the nose and in the ears and in the airway, and the main purpose of it is to be flexible as well as keep the shape and form of different airways and pathways in the body. So as we can see here, connective tissue, they each have matrices, which are non-living solutions, and overall they have many different functions, but I would say that a main function of theirs is to connect different structures of the body, but we also see that their function is storing. I forgot to say that calcium is also meant to store, bones are meant to store calcium. So storage of nutrients, we can see that they, so I would just say connecting different structures of the body, storing nutrients for the body, and that will be my summary of connective tissue. I'm actually going to talk about, muscle tissue now. So in muscle tissue, we have cardiac muscle. Forget about that. We actually have skeletal muscle, and skeletal muscle has striations. They are long, cylindrical cells, and in each skeletal muscle cell, there is one nucleus. Now, the point of skeletal muscles is actually to contract muscles throughout the body. And it is voluntary. In picture B, we have smooth muscle, and in each smooth muscle, there are no striations, but there are one nucleus in each cell. And smooth muscle is found in the stomach, and it is actually in charge of peristalsis, and it is an involuntary movement. Here we have the cardiac muscle, and there are slight striations in the cardiac muscle. It does have one nucleus per each cell, and it is an involuntary movement that is in charge. So it lines the cardiac wall, and it is in charge of contracting the heartbeat. And yes, I believe that's it. So overall, we can see that there are different specific functions, but I'm going to say that smooth muscle is in charge of the contraction of the muscles in the body. Next, we have nerve muscle. So nerve muscle starts with the neuron, which is this structure right here. And oh my gosh, I have to sneeze. Okay. In the nerve muscle, we have the cell body, also known as the soma. We have dendrites, and the dendrites are in charge of taking the electrical impulses to the cell body and through it to the axon. And this structure right here is the axon. These cells here are the Schwann cells, and their purpose is to create myelin sheaths, and they take it to the end of the axon. And at the end of the axon, this is actually the end of the axon. It's a zoomed in version, but there is a gap called the synapse, and in that synapse is where the neurotransmitters are released and accepted by other neurons. And neurotransmitters are these chemicals right here. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anything. The neuralgia are these little cells here, and they are found all throughout the nervous system, the peripheral and central nervous system. So the nervous system as a whole has many different functions as well. And a summary of those functions would be that it takes sensory information and also gives orders to the body of how it should move. It is in charge of our memory and thought processes in our brain. And what else? It is yes, it is also in charge of our fight or flight responses. So basically, the nervous system is in charge of transmitting messages and orders throughout the body for how the body should move. And yes, I will end with that. Okay, next we have what happened here? Did I finish? Okay, I went through Epithelium, connective tissue, muscle tissue, and nerve tissue. Okay, I guess I went through all of them. I believe that all of this information is very important for clinical practice, because it is very important to understand the different tissues of the body on a cellular level to help diagnose patients properly, because it is important to know the actual functions of each tissue so that we are better able to recognize when the body is not working properly. And I think it is really important to know the different functions and what each structure should really look like, so that we can catch these inconsistencies when diagnosing patients. Thank you very much, and I hope I did a good job.